Good evening, everyone. It's Yogi here. It's 7:30. We're starting a little bit earlier in a more civilized time, at least in the UK. And I hope you're well. So today, this is the piece I'm going to be working on. I haven't worked on this one for a little while, and I haven't forgotten the joy of stitching this one. And since yesterday, I've been looking at this piece and just dying to stitch it. So you know what? I have been stitching a little bit even before coming on to the stream, and I'm just loving it so much. So this is a piece from Amy Stewart, one of my favorite artists from Heaven and Earth, and this piece is called Love Letters Chocolate Shop, Amy Stewart. So let me show you the full markup here. It's just a whimsical, warm, and just a beautiful piece. And there's a little cat on the bottom left there as well. Sometimes you might miss it, because all the beautiful color scheme, the flowers, the pink door, and everything is just so distracting. Everything is asking for your attention with this one. So I think I started this piece maybe sometime this beginning of this year, when I started to experiment with half stitches. So this is one of the pieces, and a couple of other sort of mini pieces I've been using 10 stitches as well, and I love it. Prior to this year, I always thought, well, 10 stitches is kind of half stitches. It's a little bit like cheating, but I totally changed my mind since I started. So let me show you my progress so far. So this is from the upper left, and I've been working kind of diagonally, but somehow start to drift away and just work on whichever area I like. But generally start, working from left to right, top to bottom. And today I'm going to make some modification in terms of how I work on it, in terms of stitching method, and I'll explain that a little bit. But before that, I just want to show you the app here. So I'm using Pattern Keeper, and this is how far I've gone at this point, and this is a totality of the entire piece. And this is a mini, so it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's about 9 pages sort of a size, and still not small. It's smaller comparing to regular sizes, but by all means small in anybody's book. And so what I've just reached 10%, which is remarkable. Going from single digit to double digit is always exciting. And you can see I put in some stitches in today already. It's 277, which is not too shabby, and it's probably to do with my modification in terms of the way I stitch. And so I'll explain that to you. So let me pop this back. This is the app I'll be using to track today's progress. So up to this point, I've been doing sort of block by block and row by row in order to keep the stitches nice and sort of flat and tucked in as well. But since yesterday, or today rather, I've been putting in sort of additional sort of stitches in. I decided to go for color completion per block, and it's worked out fine, because my worry was that it was going to get kind of quite tight to put the needles in, but it's been perfectly fine. So this is how I'm going to progress today, and it's a little bit faster, so it's always nice. And before that, just turn to the chat here. Hello everyone. Gayla says, always a good day when Yogi when Yogi comes on autocorrect. I know. What is it like, huh? And Rivers, hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. And oh, and Brittany's here. Brittany, hello. I'm so happy that you made it. Yes, let's hope your internet is behaving today. Welcome. And Rose as well. Rose says, hello, everyone. And one of my favorite people, Joyce, is here. And so Stitchy Dachi, Joyce is in-house as well. And Nikki Stitchy. Nikki's here as well. My goodness. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're all really well in this beautiful weekend. And what an appropriate piece to work on is spring, summer, is bright and beautiful. And just like this piece. So let me zoom in a little bit and let me know what you're working on today with me. I mean, you know, I can't wait if we get to the point that we're able to work on the same piece at the same time. But until then, I'm fascinated by what everybody's working on. And so what I'm going to do is this block I'm working on is kind of half finished up to this point. So I'm going to continue with this block here and do color completion. As I said, it's actually worked out fine. I don't know what I was worried about because I was worried that everything, all the stitches were going to jam together because CXC, yes, I'm using CXC, which is quite full body. And I was worried that, you know, it's going to be super tight when I stitch. But when I tried today, it was perfectly fine. So I'm really, really happy. And does speed up a little bit. And in case I haven't mentioned, this is a 25 count. Even weave, is it from DMC, I think? And it's ungridded. So I use my own pen. Talking about that, it's a little bit faint here. Let me just add a little bit more definition so I don't stitch off grid, so to speak. Whoops. And this way of stitching, because I'm going kind of block by block, it's harder to mess it up in terms of the block definition here, because you do have sort of these hard, you know, lines that sort of guide you. So, you know, not saying that I won't make mistakes, but it's harder to happen. So I'm happy with that. And I'm going to just move my little needle miter over there to tuck everything in as tidy as I can. When you're working with so many part threads, it's like, you know, it's all about thread management here. And oh, River is working on rustic hand stitch on the dreaded 25 count. The River's been fighting, been in battle, engaged in battle for a little while. Well done. And I think you progressed really far, so like 70% or something. So you've done well. You're winning. And Joy says, hi everyone, it's hard to keep up with all the videos. I was just watching yesterday's live stream when I left. I know. What is it like? This daily live stream business. What am I doing exactly? I don't know, but I'm doing it. So let me just bring up my app here. And Brittany says, I'm working on my new start from yesterday. Once Upon a Fairy Tale Max Color. Amazing. Yes, you did say you're starting a new project there. It must be so exciting. I mean, new project is like opening up a new door to a new dream, to a new world. I know. That's why I keep starting new projects. I'm not very good with finishing, but I'm very good with starting new projects. Just look at it. And so I share your excitement there. And this fabric is really soft to stitch as well. I think I've got a few projects. I'm using DMC fabric, but gridded. Gridded tends to be more starched. The upside is there's more structure to to the fabric, but at the same time, you know, there's a little bit of a stiffness to the fabric. So it's pros and cons. I like both. I like both. And I think if you're starting parking or 25 count for the first time, gridded version fabric would be my recommendation, because it really helped me when I first started, going from larger stitches to 25. I was quite lost until I got a gridded fabric, so I felt a little bit safer. That really helped and gave me the courage to use the plain fabric 25 counts. You know, you have to build up your confidence step by step. So don't give up. If you try 25 counts or smaller stitches and feel like you don't know what you're looking at, you're not alone. You're not alone. It's not just to do with the eyesight. The eyes can be fine, but it's just your eyes don't know what you're interpreting when you're looking at the fabric. Something like 25 counts. And your eyes just have to get used to it, and you need to give it some time as well. Let me just park it to the right there. See how fast this is. I love it. I love it. I was so worried I was doing row by row, but this is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Let me just mark all the stitches I've just done, about 200 of them in the last 3 minutes, I think. Brittany as well. I can't keep up with the content. I know, me either. Wow. What's CE? So Joyce says, I've got Once Upon Fairy Tale CE. Which one is that? Can't remember the abbreviation. Not started yet. Okay. Because Joyce, I remember seeing on your channel, you're working on something with books, right? Is that one of the Amy Stewart pieces as well? I think that was one of the quite popular pieces there. One of the epic pieces. I think the book one may be one of the most popular ones, and also Once Upon the Fairy Tale or something. Those I see people stitching everywhere. Middle, that one. And the color scheme of those pieces are so Amy Stewart. That's why I was a bit surprised when I found Grandma's Attic. It's very sort of earthy, a lot of brown, and didn't strike me as Amy Stewart. But it is an Amy Stewart piece. It still has that whimsical feel to it. So she has a few different styles. And that one as well. So fast. I'm so happy. Let me see. Just make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Oh, Clover. Hello, Clover Stitcher. Welcome. Welcome. And Stitch in Time, yes, that's the piece you've been working on. How far are you on that piece, and Joyce? Because The video I saw was quite a while ago, so I don't know how far you've gone. It's really beautiful though. One over here. It's a beautiful bushy area. And if you haven't tried 10 stitches, oh, I highly recommend it. It's fun. Once you get over the notion that it's cheating, it's not, okay? It's just wholesome, just different way of stitching. And I'm using 2 strands of it, obviously, to provide enough coverage for the stitches. And I'm also using CXC, which is really nice and fluffy. So if you look at it, you know, the coverage is totally fine. If you zoom out, even if you look in, you don't necessarily know it's half stitches. You know, obviously there's no cross, but in terms of the fullness of the stitches are perfect. And it takes half the time. What is not to like? Seriously. 2 more here. And I'm going to end this right here. Oh, I love it. It says stitching velvet. Right, and the tail is getting a little bit short, so I'm going to end this right here before it starts to bite me in the bottom. Sometimes it does. And do I have 3 more stitches over here? I do. I'm starting a new thread of 9A7. 9A7. Nice 7 here. The starting point is always a decision you have to make, isn't it? Because once you made it, whichever corner you start with, you kind of have to stick with it. I think majority of people going from top left to bottom right is just kind of more intuitive for our brain. But I also know a lot of people going from bottom up, bottom left, upper right, or the other corners. It's fascinating. And I'm pretty sure one of the people I follow on Instagram, I think the lady may be Japanese. I haven't really figured out because all the pictures, she's been working on the little cake shop, which I'm working on as well. And every picture she takes, the threads work. It's almost like she rotates the piece 90 degree, or is it 45 degree? Yes, 45 degree clockwise. And she's working that way because all the pictures, or maybe it's her camera, I have no idea, but all her threads, all her stitch areas on the right, all the part threads floating to the left. I'm fascinated because surely if you take a picture, why would you take the picture sideways? And if that was the direction she was working from, basically turn the project 45-degree to the right and then working from top to bottom, she will probably be one off. I think she's probably the only person on the internet that does that, or anywhere. I'll need to find out. Ah, so Joyce, I know Joyce is not a big fan of 10 stitches. Oh, you should give it a go. You should give it a go, Joyce. And you're 10% into that piece, have you? That's not bad at all. Ah, but so Joyce says she got a design stitch in time in, is it stitch in time, isn't it? She originally got the max colors, and then she converted it to regular. But how do you convert that? Can you just get a regular and just keep stitching? What about all the colors? How do you fix that? I've heard of people doing that though. They just got fed up with the confetti and just decided to just carry on with the regular. But I don't know how you make that work, because the colors wouldn't be the same. It's like less than half the color, all the colors. So max colors tend to be 200 something, 230 to 260 colors. And then you have regulars, it's normally under 100, 90 something, 89, no, 90 or something. So how do you convert all the colors? Or maybe you don't convert anything, you just keep stitching from that point. Hey, Adri, welcome. You made it. Yes, you have. Oh, River says needlebug hates 10 stitch as well. Yeah, I think that was one of my worries before. First of all, it felt like cheating, right? Because I thought, well, it says on the tin, it's cross stitching. Of course you do a cross. Why would you do anything else? So that was one. And also I was worried that the coverage wouldn't be good. And also you can see the slanted shape. But I changed my mind since I started 10 stitches. First of all, the coverage is perfectly fine. So that's worry gone. And also, does it feel like cheating? Yeah, it's fast, but I enjoy that from time to time, you know. And so, you know, it's like doing a mixture of different projects, you know, some full cross, some tent. And I'm really enjoying tent when I'm doing it. And also you can't really see the lines that much. I think if you do it on the larger pieces, so for instance, dry flowers, I'm working on 22 counts. It's still quite small, but you can kind of see the slanted, you know, shape of the stitches if you look closely. But that's to the effect as well, because that piece, that design, maybe it doesn't work for all patterns, but that particular design really benefited with that little sort of slanted shape of the stitches, because it's like you're doing sketches, you know, you sketch like this. So, you know, it adds that kind of slightly dreamy, sketchy effect. So maybe not for every single, project. If you want something really precise, really vibrant, then perhaps. But then this piece is pretty vibrant as well. It's got bright colors. So it really depends. I say give it a go. Do a mini or something. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'm so glad that I gave it a go. Pauline, hello. So Pauline says you can change the color in Pattern Keeper. So are you referring to converting from max colors to regular? But I think it's not just the color conversion. You literally have to get the new pattern, don't you? You can you have to get the regular pattern and maybe just stick with the color based on the what am I saying, to the regular pattern. Just ignore whatever's happened before and just keep going. Maybe that will work. Just less color blends, I guess, with I think they're the same number of stitches. Oh, but what about I'm just thinking color distribution. I'm sure it works because I know people have done it and Joyce has done it. I'm just trying to get it to work in my head. Bicamry, hello. Oh, Bicamry, bless you. Bicamry is going to do some schoolwork. She's still in college. Oh, bless you. Bless your little socks. They're doing college work. To see how fast this is. I'm already completing, well, half a block. It was half finished. But if I stick with row by row, which I enjoyed as well, this would have taken twice the amount of time probably. So imagine 10 stitches is already faster than cross stitch, but it does, this final stitch is a little bit tight. Not too bad. Not too bad. And the stitches are nice and flat. No, and I've got a couple of them over here, and I'll be done. Right there. I'm gonna. It's a little bit far to take it over the stitch area. I think I'm gonna do my trick here. I'm gonna anchor a little bit of pin stitch if I can even do a pin. It's always tricky with 25 counts. And yes, that's why I don't like pins that much. It's a bit fiddly to do with 25 counts. I just want to take the thread away before I take it to a different location. So I'm not bringing the thread over the stitch area, which is one of the things that I don't enjoy to do. And I might do it again. Oh, never mind. There's just one stitch here. I'm gonna just go for it. Break my own rules, and I'm going to take it down to end the thread. So many of these rules are self-imposed. No one's telling me, you're not supposed to do this, that, or the other. It's just me. It's all me. Let me see. I think just one more stitch here. So Paolin says, yes, I mean the conversion from max color to less, to regular, for instance, then you can change the color for the symbol you think are not needed. Oh, but how do you make that judgment call? That sounds so scary. And it shows the outcome when you put it. I've done it with some charts. Okay, so you literally go in and go, well, those 3 browns are similar to each other. I'm going to just consolidate them into the same color. Oh, but can you not? Can you not just get this regular version and just stitch from wherever it is? I presume the stitch numbers are the same. Wouldn't that be safer? Because the conversion sounds too scary for me. I'll be thinking, it's going to end up a completely different piece if it was up to me. Yes, exactly, Joyce. I was thinking the symbols are different. So unless you just assign the same colors to multiple symbols, oh, that's super scary. Super scary. Yes, that's not something that I would do at this point. Maybe one day when I become as experienced as Joyce, I'll do it. But until then, no. 939, just one stitch wonder. 939. Becomery says, I'm taking advanced college classes in the summer. So hopefully get ahead. Oh, amazing. I love that I found such a wonderful community, though not a lot of people my age do stitching hobbies. Yeah, because I think stitching requires some patience. And I think, I don't know how do you are, maybe early 20s or 19 or something like that. Yeah, activities of your choice might be different. You might make different choices. I totally get it. This is quietly sitting down, get your head down, stitch kind of hobby. So but then I've been stitching since I was a kid. Not something like this, but like cross stitching. I always loved that. And knitting as well. I'm doing it all my life. One stitch. One block done. Beautiful. Rose says, I tried 10 stitches, but kept doing the 4 cross. I give up. I know it's autopilot, isn't it? It still happens to me. In fact, it happened earlier today, but only 1 stitch, and I noticed it immediately. Yeah, it's like, it's habit, isn't it? You just keep going. You do one leg, you do the other leg. Yeah. But, once you get your head around and keep reminding yourself, it's 10 stitch, it's 10 stitch, then it's okay. I never do it the other way around, though. I never try to do sort of full cross and then ended up doing 10. Hasn't happened yet. Yes, I think everybody's default action is to do a full cross. Let me go, let me think which one I should be doing. So this one's half finished. So I'm gonna go for that one first. So I can feel the sense of completion. And with this one, I think I'm gonna tease these crazy party goers away. So it's not gonna get in my way. So this is my end thread of choice when it comes to half stitches. I don't like pin stitches, and I don't like pin stitches on 25 counts. You know, I'm so clumsy. I'll be stabbing everywhere trying to find the fabric. So I either do a tuck in if I'm doing full stitches. Half stitches, I just park it away, kind of 10 stitches away from the end point. And then, you know, I have to do this weeding operation from time to time. I think if you don't park, then it probably doesn't matter. But when you mix in with parking, you know, they can get in each other's way. Here we go. Nice and clear here. It's a gardening, isn't it? It's weeding, trimming. Joy says the stitch number and the image are the same. That's handy. So if they're different, then you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. And drink of choice tonight, coffee. Yes, I know, but I'm telling myself it's still relatively early in the UK. It's early part of the evening, so I'm allowed to do it. Well, I actually do it even at midnight. So what am I saying? So here, moving over here. So with all the part thread, when I start a new block, I mean, obviously this one's half finished from last session, previous sessions, I would just take all the thread, part threads over. It's quite a classic, you know, block by block color completion operation. You just lift all the threads over. So you start from the bottom one, the bottom right corner. So you do the reverse. And then once you complete all the threads, part thread, you start from upper left and start to follow the symbols they're not stitched yet. So I think that's the first parking method I learned. Kind of makes sense. It makes sense. So you don't have to fight your way through all the part threads. You know, I know people start from top to bottom no matter what, but I just think you're making it more difficult than necessary. 1, 2, 3. Part down. Is this serious? Joyce, you started at 2017. Wow. I mean, obviously a few years before me, but I started, I think maybe 2001, something like that. I remember it was a little bit into the lockdown period. I think a lot of people probably found this hobby around that time. And a lot of baking. A lot of people bake for the first time. They didn't know it was possible to bake at home. But when there's no bread in a supermarket, you become resourceful. And I remember East, you know, the agent you need to raise the dough. Oh, major shortage. It was like gold dust. You have to, like, you know the right people just to get some yeast for baking, because everybody was baking. It was mad. Let me see. Is there one more? One more up here. The lines are a little bit blurry here. Let me see if I can strengthen it a little bit, because I don't want to stitch in the wrong place, wrong location. And I'm very careful with when I grit, because I know I make mistakes all the time. So I try not to grit too far away, because if you get one stitch wrong, even one row missing, the rest is all wrong. River says, I was drinking White Claw last night. Everyone was laughing at me because I didn't feel a thing from it till I stood up. What is White Claw? Is it beer? I'm not familiar with the drink. White Claw. Is it, I presume it's alcoholic, but 1, 2, and 1 here. One more here. Oh, this can't be the right color. Why would I have a pink here? I thought it was weird. I thought the color was strange. I think I popped this one incorrectly. I'm glad I noticed because it's so different from the rest of the colors. Bye-bye. I'm going to save it for something else. I'm not going to throw it away. She didn't notice. You don't notice the effect until you stand up. Absolutely. 550. Brittany says, I learned during the lockdown. I discovered hate in August 2020. Okay. My first project was Lisa Parker's Witching Hour on 14 counts. Okay. I don't know what piece that is. I watched my grandfather stitching growing up, so I had a basic knowledge. Same here. I'm trying to remember if my mom did cross stitching. Maybe not. She taught me how to knit, but I think I somehow just found my way to cross stitching because it's just one of those things that, you know, I just naturally like. And yeah, I've been stitching since I was a kid. No problem there. River says, it's sort of hard seltzer. Raspberry. Oh, so it's like flavored alcoholic drink, is it? Raspberry. Oh my goodness. That's dangerous because when it tastes like soda, you just keep drinking without without knowing that you can't really stand up. It was so yummy. Exactly. Like cocktails. Cocktails are dangerous. Dangerous. My husband was asking if I was sure I wanted another one. Of course you're sure. You know, what kind of question is that? It was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm with you. I understand it. I understand it. That's so funny. The worst question to ask someone who's a little bit tipsy is like, oh, would you like another one? Are you sure you want another one? It's like, what kind of question is that? Just bring me another one. Just do it. I'm going to take it down here and end it. I'm trying to end it on the same row so it's not too messy. I normally take two stitches down before I anchor it, just to be tidy. Slightly away. Yeah, it's not even a question. Exactly. Oh. Brittany says, I'm so glad I learned this hobby. It's wonderful for my anxiety. I know, I tell you, my heart rate literally slows down every time I sit down and stitch. I bet. I should have measured it. I should measure it one day with Apple Watch. Literally, I could feel it. My breath is slower and my heart rate's got to be slower. It's definitely good because you're so at the moment, in that moment doing one thing that you're focusing on. And it's not, super complicated. So there's a certain meditative element to it as well. Absolutely. If you want to, find calm and slow down, then definitely stitching is the one of the best things you could do. I think knitting and stuff also do the same thing. Anything that's repetitive, And some people find that kind of calm running as well, because it's just one leg after the other. You don't have to think about it. Let me just lift these threads over so they're not fighting with me. Right here. 1, 2. And then there's another one at the bottom. Then I'm going to end it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Having grown up with two guys, I have two brothers. I was the only girl. It's my little escape, from the chaos of those male energy. I just hide in my own room and just do some sort of drawings or crafts or something. It's always been my sort of refuge of life. Joy says, there are vertical and horizontal threads in the fabric. Count only one of them, the vertical, and count 2, 4, 8, 10. Your grid lines are always after the same. Yes. I'm terrible at counting though. One stitch and end kind of situation. Let me see. Try to take it about at least 10 stitches away, but you don't want to go too far because you just build up a lot of fabric at the back. So this one's 9A7. 9A7, I'm going to pop it back on my organizer. Hey, Dent. Hello. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I cover all bases. Because most of you are probably in a time zone that's earlier than me, right? It's 8:22 over here in the UK. Majority of you probably still in the afternoon. Lucky you. And I'm going to end it over here again. Snip, snip, snip. Let me just draw these lines, make them a little bit clearer. Just have this feeling that I'm gonna miss it. It's 2:30 p.m. Yes. Ah, Brittany's 3:30. So everybody's in sort of still daytime, right? Still afternoon. But I know Joyce is on my side of the world. So Joyce is probably 1 hour ahead. In the summertime, we're in the summertime, so in the winter it might be 2 hours ahead, but let's see. 1, 2, 5:50. Maria is from Chile, and it's 15:23, so 3:23. Oh, isn't that the same as Brittany then? From Chile, hello. Yes, then was gridding yesterday. Have you finished that? And make sure everything is accurate, otherwise disastrous. I think particularly with smaller stitches, like 25 counts, it's very easy to do one stitch more or less, you know? Like, and by the time you notice it, you're like, you know, not too late, but you could have already stitched something inaccurately. Let me see. One more here. Beautiful purple. Whoops. And I've seen one of the floss tubers working on this piece, but on larger counts, I'm trying to recall who did this. Quite a few people probably worked on this project, but maybe on full size. I can't remember. And I just fell in love with it because the color is so vibrant. It's totally my thing. And I'm going to park it down here. It's only one stitch, 703. 703. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette says, hi, everyone. First time here. The design looks beautiful. I know, isn't this so gorgeous? I know, it's so good to stitch as well. It's like every stitch, every corner you go is full of just beautiful colors. 703. Because some pieces you have to kind of get through, I wouldn't say boring, but more sort of, you know, sort of plain colors before you get to the exciting bit. But this piece is like, it's just so much going on every corner you turn. Just one stitch here with this green. And the title of the piece as well, Love Letters, Chocolate Shop. I mean, you know, how do you say no to that? I can't. And I am going to end this one down here. All right, those floss tubers that have worked on this one. I don't remember Stitchery Lovers. That sounds familiar. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people working on this piece. Maybe larger, maybe regular size or max colors. So Nikki says, I'm doing the regular size of this piece. Okay, converting to 4 stitches with 1 thread. Oh, so you started with 10 and then halfway you change your mind and do a full cross with 1/1. Interesting. Can you tell the difference of the texture? And why did you switch? Did you not enjoy the cheating part of it? I love cheating. 3A62, 3A62. You know, I have another piece that I stitched on 20 count. And I started, well, so far I've been stitching it 2/1 10 stitch on 20 counts, 20 counts. And I'm kind of at a stage thinking, should I convert it to a full cross with 2/1? Because it doesn't look that sort of that thin, but it's on the thinner side. If you zoom step back and look at it, you wouldn't know. But if you look close, the stitches are maybe not as full as I would like. But I'm just worried whether that's gonna work out. I'm just a little bit into it, probably about 2-3%. So it's, you know, it's still not too late to switch, I guess. But I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. Hello, Frankie. Welcome. Oh, so it was Frankie says Stitchery Lovers. Thank you. I'm not sure about the other one. Needle Kim. Nikki says, I switched, referring to going from 10 stitches to full cross. I switched because I finished the Grand Library in 2.5 years with 10. I think I got burned out. that doesn't make sense. So you finished the Grand Library in 2.5 years in 10 stitches, but you decided to go 4 cross instead, which would probably double, well, it would be much longer anyway. But it's nice to have a change, right? If you're doing one way for a while, you crave for changes. Whereas for me, I crave for changes every day. So as you can see, you're looking at the evidence here, the live demonstration of low attention span. This is what happens. Beware, children. So that one over there. Nine, 3, 9, 9, 3, 9. Nine, 3, 9. Here we go. Frankie says, I'm working on Whimsical Fairy by Stitches. So beautiful. How interesting. I'm not familiar with the piece. I have a little Google. Because a lot of times when you're kind of so entrenched in sort of heaven and earth world, you forget there are other there are other patterns from different companies. You've forgotten they exist. Two more over here. Love working on dark colors because you know it's gonna create a lot of definition on the design. It's a little bit tight over here. So, throwing the needles very carefully. In Baloo, I'm using 26 size needles, but I think this one maybe 28. I can feel it. It's a bit thinner there. Right, and I'm going to park it over here. I think this one may be 28. And put it back. Hi, Lisa. Lisa says, good afternoon. Oops. Lisa says, good afternoon, everyone. Frankie, I'm just kitting up. Whimsical Fairy right now. Is that the same piece as Frankie is doing? Do you know each other? What a coincidence. I need to Google that one then. As at least 2 people in the chat doing it. Whimsical. Whimsical something. Hang on. My memory is like a sieve. Just cannot remember. Whimsical Fairy by Stitches. So beautiful. I like the play of words there. So beautiful. And I'll show it to you if I can find it. Oh, interesting. Hang on. Have I found the right one? Okay. Is it? Here we go. Is it this one on the left? Let me just remove that. Whimsical Fairy Counted Cross by the World of Love. It's charged by someone else though. So no, we don't. Oh, Lisa says we don't know each other, but clearly we both have great taste. Yes, exactly. Is this the correct one? I'm not sure if I got, because the author, the person that charted it is different. Whimsical Fairy by Stitch. So beautiful. Which one's that? Oh, is that the correct one? The first one that is so cute though. It is very whimsical and it's very fairy tale. Like, that's gorgeous. And what fabric count are you doing it in? It doesn't look small. It's very intricate. You know, the color and everything, the colors and everything. It's pretty. It's so pretty. There you go. Maybe by the end of today's session, there'll be more people doing it. At least 2 in the chat that's doing this piece. That's very pretty. We have a little drink of water here. That's very pretty, isn't it? And 3607. 3607. Got one piece here. 3 stitches. One more. Frankie says I'm doing it on a 32 count, 1/1 full cross. Oh, tiny little stitches. I think it will work quite well with something so intricate. Just look at the mock-up. Yes, amazing. 400 by 400. And Lisa's doing on 18 counts, 2/1 full cross, totally different approach. Amazing. I love it. Hey, Patricia. Patricia goes, good morning. Love all the chats, watch you every day and lots of stitching done. Wonderful, wonderful. I think if I remember correctly, Patricia is in Australia. So are you cold over there? So I can laugh at you. And then you can turn around and laugh at us by Christmas when you're barbecuing. So we're just taking turns laughing at each other. Right, so this block is almost done. Just one stitch here. I'm going to leave it because this color is kind of continuation from the block from the right. So I'm not going to just do one stitch there. I'm going to just wait till I fancy doing some pink, actually. Some pink colors. I'm going to move it over here. Ooh, look at this. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. I would like to do some pink colors, please. That looks so delicious. And I'm going to move my needle minder over here. Patricia says it's freezing. Oh, it's so hard to imagine when it's so hot over here. Yeah, it's everybody's different. Some people, they prefer being, prefer cold weather, and some people are the opposite. I think I hear more people saying they prefer cold than hot. Not many people say, hey, I just love it sort of hot and humid. That's interesting. Going to get that one first. One stitch. I'm going to park it in the next block. 1, 2, 3 from bottom. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 from the left. There. I just got a comment maybe yesterday or sometime today, and it's a lady said that she was watching one of the videos I've done. It's one of the longest sessions I did. I stitched live for about 5 hours. And she goes, you sit there like sitting still, stitching for 5 hours. And it kind of dawned on me, yeah, that's true. I just stitched through the session. The thing is, time flies. It really flies when you're stitching. It's terrifying. And but yeah, I amazed myself that I did it. No loo breaks, just kept stitching for 5 hours. And it didn't feel like that because I remember that session. It just felt like, oh yeah, you know, I did like, I can't remember how many stitches, but no way it felt like 5 hours. It's so weird. So like I've been stitching, you know, here streaming every day for about a minimum 3 hours a day, but it just doesn't feel like it. It just doesn't. It feels about an hour. It's probably a sign of, you know, the fact that I'm enjoying it. One, two, three. Frankie says she's got a fan in front of her. And the hobby actually loves the weather. So there you go. Everyone's different. There's one more down here. So half stitch is a little bit tricky when you're doing kind of cross country, even just within the same block, you know, kind of color completion or whatever. And because of the shape of the stitches, with full cross, it's very easy to tell where the stitches are. Maybe just a matter of getting used to, but when it's half stitches, it's harder to tell exactly where the stitches are. So sometimes you kind of misjudge the distance, at least for me. But it's already getting much better. I think in the beginning I was very lost. I wouldn't even dare stitch in this way. I'll probably do row by row just to be safe. So imagine if you do long distance cross country with half stitches, which some people do. I'll probably just make mistakes everywhere. One more. One, two. Stabbed myself there. And then one more over here. I'm going to end it. So fast. Reva. Reva says, yeah, cooler temperature, because there's only so many layers you can take off before it becomes illegal when it's hot. Oh dear. Exactly. There's only so much you can do. I mean, with coldness, you can just add on layers, right? That's very true, River. Good thinking. That's true. It's better to be cold than hot. Janelle, good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening to everyone. But it's so wonderful that everybody's in different time zone, but we're all here right now. How good is that? Two here. One stitch over here. Janelle says, weather report in my town, Australia, it's only 7 degrees cloudy. 7 degrees in Celsius. Oh, that's pretty chilly. That's pretty chilly. But it sounds good though. When it's so hot, you kind of go, oh, 7 degrees sounds like a dream. It's not super cold, but it's cool at least. And Janelle says 5:55 a.m. a.m. So you got up super early. Wow. Well done. Well done. On a Saturday as well. Most people want to lie in for Saturday. One, two. Three. It isn't, today isn't cool, but cooler comparing to last few days in London. And yesterday actually rained a little bit. Not in a meaningful way, but a little bit. Kind of just a bit of kind of hard to describe. It's a very British rain. It's kind of just mist of water. Two. Look at how fast this is. I'm feeling guilty. It's called 10 stitch guilt because it's too fast. 1, 2, 3. There. Janelle says, I woke up and look at my phone to see if you're stitching. If you are, I'm awake stitching with you. Oh, that's the spirit, my kind of girl. Well done. If Yogi is stitching, I'm stitching too. Yes, that should be a slogan. Janelle. Why not? You know, any time is good time to stitch. And then says it's 91 Fahrenheit, so 32 Celsius. Oh, I think London right now, let me have a look. Maybe I'm guessing 21, 22, something along those lines. 20, yes, spot on. Almost. Yes, even now, nearly 9 p.m., 20 Celsius. There you go. Two, skip one. Three, four stitches. One down here. Jeanette is in Cromwell. Well, we haven't rained much in London, in the UK either. I can't speak for the entire UK, but I'm under the impression that probably very similar. Certainly London, you know, we probably hadn't had any meaningful rain for maybe over a month, something like that, which is kind of unusual because if anything at all, we rain here. That's what we're good at. We rain a lot. But I'm sure we'll have our chance for the rest of the year. Two over here, to the side. That's so pretty. That's so pretty. And take it down here. Oh my goodness, 91 Fahrenheit. So it's about 32 as well, wherever it is. Rose says, I look forward to daily yogi stitching too. Aww. Beautiful. I mean, there is only one thing can make stitching better is when people stitch together, isn't it? And being nerds together, talk about things that no one else understands unless you stitch. And 1, 2, 3, that one's done. That one down here. Janelle says, I don't do anything else while Yogi is streaming. I do feed the dogs. 15 of them. 15 doggies. Lucky you. I love dogs. 15 of them plus 2 babies from 3 months. 3 mothers. 12 babies. Hang on. 15 dogs plus 2 human babies? Chihuahua. 12? Are you a professional breeder or... Wow. You must live in a really big place to keep so many doggies. But that sounds like heaven to me. When you have so many doggies. I love dogs. I love dogs. Three over here. Three more, and I'm going to end the thread. Getting a tiny bit short. There. So pretty, look at this. Jeanette says it's very unusual weather we've been having in the UK, especially Cornwall, as it's known as pretty the wettest county. Is it the wettest county? Wow. Yes. I think it's wet everywhere in the UK, if you're honest. You know, Scotland is always raining. London is always raining. But yeah, it's quite unusual that we've gone through so long without some sort of, you know, proper rain. But it will come, I'm sure. It will come. I think cross country, there are different, well, not rules, but different ways of doing it. Mini cross country I can do. I wouldn't wander more than further away, sort of beyond 2 blocks. That's kind of my comfort zone. Anything beyond that, I just know I'm gonna just make mistakes everywhere. So I just feel so lost. And I notice some people don't even grid their fabric when they cross country. I'm just thinking, how do you do that? It's almost like some sort of extreme sport. I'm lost without grids. I don't know how people can stitch without gridding. But I've seen people cross country, they just grab the fabric and they just take off. No way I'd be doing that. But mini cross country I can manage. Three. Oh, I'm loving this. Stitches like velvet. 1, 2. Three over here. Janelle says, I have 9 dogs that sleep with me. I love them, every one of them. I mean, you're so lucky. Because dogs are quite dependent on their owners. So you have to kind of properly look at it. It's like having kids. Whereas cats, they're more like flatmates. They just, they have their own lives. They, come to you occasionally when they want to. And they look after themselves. But I love dogs as well. And there's one dog on the Instagram. Oh, I love that dog so much. He loves cucumbers and carrots. So the owners basically, the clips I see, it's always the dog eating a cucumber. And then the sound effects as well. It's just strangely satisfying. I see a dog enjoying vegetables so much. 1, 2. And I think that dog, I can't remember what breed that is. Maybe it's one of those traditional Japanese ones. Like, is it Akita or something? I can't remember. I'm clueless when it comes to dog breeds. But 1, 2, 3. They're so lovely. Wow. Janelle says, I get up 3 times every night and let them out the toilet. 3 times a night? Do you ever get like a good sleep? Is that why you're getting up so early? Wow. But even babies, you don't need to get up 3 times. And it's only up to a certain age that you need to do that. You don't need to do that when they're 18, do you? They know they can find their way to toilet. I hope. Most of them. This one's 304. I'm going to pop it back. 304. Wow. So dogs, you can't give them like a dog flap, like cat flap. So they just, if they need to pop your loo, they just go out by themselves. That's quite a lot if you have to do it every day. 3A05. So that'll be another reason I can't have dogs. 3A05. It's not a pink. Janelle has a dog that loves carrots as well. Baby carrots. Oh, that's very specific. When she hears me eating carrots, she comes from nowhere and wants some. I know, you wouldn't think carrots or cucumber would be something that dogs enjoy, but they do. They eat like humans. That's so funny. If I showed my cat a carrot, I mean, she's probably gonna hold out against me for a long time. She's gonna look at me and go, "How dare you? How dare you show me something like that?" Oh, that's right. Rose says, "I love the dog door idea." I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Some maybe it depends on whether you have fences outside your garden as well. But you're quite right. Depends on the size of the door. A human can get in as well. If you have a big dog, suddenly a child would be able to crawl in. I mean, even with cat flaps, sort of standard sized cat flaps, I have foxes coming in as well, trying to steal cat food. It's quite a commitment if you have to get up at the middle of the night multiple times so they can use the toilet. Two more here, yay! Amazing, look at this. Another block done. Absolutely amazing. And then I'm going to take it down here. VA05. A sip of water. See you later, Dent. Enjoy the breakfast. Right, where shall I go next? I can keep going to the right here. Let me have a look. Let me see how the general state of things. Maybe I'll move down here and start working on this corner. Change of the color palette as well, which is always nice. That's what I'm going to do. Let me see. It's all about stress management when it comes to parking. So everybody's got a dog. That's so nice. Very envious. One, two. One, two, three. One, two, three. Three stitches here. And one more. Helen Park. And with this color, there's really only one more stitch below here, and it's very tempting to just start stitching. But here's where the discipline comes in. You leave it till you work on the next block below. That's part of the joy. Follow the rules, not that I follow the rules all the time, but whenever I can. One, two, pot down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's already done. Janelle says, you should see my setup. I have the big TV streaming. Then I have an 11-inch tablet with a stream going no sound, so I can read the comments and chat. Wow, that's a pro setup. So you've got the stream on the TV big screen, and then you have a tablet just to show the chat. My God, that's the kind of setup I need. You've got it sorted there, Janelle, rather. That's amazing. That's a pro setup. And 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. And this is stream. I'm streaming 4K, so you should have really lovely, sharp pictures there. That one is done. Oh, thank you so much. You know, when I started the channel, I was probably streaming. I did a few recordings in the beginning, and then once I got my setup kind of sorted out that I was able to stream, I was probably streaming every couple of days, you know. And I was thinking, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And in my mind, I was thinking, will I be able to do it every day? You know, and I didn't want to kind of commit until I know I could. But then I realized the only way to find out is to do it. And so I started kind of do it, you know, every day. And for the first week, I was thinking, oh, this is flowing. This is really nice. And so for the first week or so, I was talking to myself most most evenings, most streams. And then gradually, I mean, Nikki Stitchy was the first person that came on to chat with me. And I was like, oh, this is so enjoyable. You know, just, you don't know who's watching. And when they find you, they come on to have a chat with you. And it's so intimate, you know. And yeah, I just thought, well, maybe I can do this every day. And since, to be honest with you, if you think this is hard work, you're wrong. This is so enjoyable. I kind of get it set up as a routine to come on here every evening. Because if I wasn't streaming, I would be stitching anyway. You know what I mean? And so this is just doing what I love to do, but sharing with, you know, whoever's watching. And it's such a dream. It's such a dream. 3A31. So I hope you enjoy it too, because I really enjoy it. River says, I love those colors. They're gorgeous. I know. And depends on where you move on the piece. You get a different selection of such beautiful, you know, combination of colors. This is just wonderful piece. Just lovely piece. I know, Rose. You know, as Oscar Wilde said, I'm pretty sure he said it, the only thing is better than stitching by yourself is stitching with others. I'm pretty sure he said that. And let me see. So these ones, the last one is done here. The few stitches I did in the previous session that I did not mark. That's why. I have some loose stitches here. And that one. Two over here. And also just, you know, as we're chit-chatting, we're learning so much from each other as well. You know, just simple things like what fabric count people go for and how they approach their stitching. And it's just fascinating, you know, like if people working on a piece you like, you might want to work on it yourself. I definitely picked up a lot of inspiration from others. A lot of times you don't even know. You will love the pattern until you see someone stitching it, you know. Brittany says, I'm tossing the idea of starting my own channel around, but I don't know with my schedule. And my anxiety is telling nobody will watch. No, in the beginning, nobody will watch. No one watched me. But I was, you know, I was enjoying myself because, you know, I knew that if they don't watch me live, they'll watch me at some point in archive. And so I basically went about the same way. You know, just talking to the audience is not there yet. No, absolutely. You give it a go, you know, and you don't know whether it's gonna work for you until you try it. So, and if you know, turn out not to be your thing, then just stop doing it. You haven't got anything to lose. You know, just going in, just enjoy it. Don't have any expectations. And one more below. You know, I'm just stitching exactly the same way as you know, if I was stitching by myself, seriously, when you're stitching so many hours, you know, it's not a performance, it's real stitching. One, two. Rose says, Yogi, you popped up on my recommended and have been watching you ever since. I know, Rose, you have been a regular here. It's always good to see you every day. I mean, algorithm is a weird thing. You just don't know what you're gonna get. And I discovered so many channels just through random, you know, kind of suggestions. And there's some really wonderful things on YouTube. Because I've got a friend, he was super paranoid by kind of being influenced by social media and stuff like that. When he watches YouTube, he actually made a point of, I think he used some sort of plugin to turn off any recommendation. So basically, anything he watches, he he initiates the search to find it, and then he will only watch that and nothing else because he just doesn't want to be told, you know, watch this, watch that. And I said, you're crazy. You're crazy because recommendation is one of the best things. I mean, obviously, you know, if it's something you don't like, you just don't watch it. No big deal. But I found so many channels through recommendation. Without that, I'll be watching about 3 channels, you know. Oh, is it Rajul? Have I pronounced it correctly or have I butchered it? Um, Presuming you're a lady. If you're not, wave your hand. If you're a bloke, hard to tell. Um, Rajul says, hello everyone. I'm from Austin, Texas. Lovely. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, Brittany, definitely let me know if you decide to go for it. I mean, you know, just take it easy and just enjoy it. That's the main thing. Because why else would you be doing it? 2, 1, 2. Whoops. So Austin, Texas, I bet it's hot too. That 1, 2. One more here. So this is one of the colors that kind of scatter everywhere within the block. So I have to be quite careful, quite mindful. Otherwise, it's so easy to just stitch, make mistakes. 2 here. Hang on. 1 above. 1, 2. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Here. Oh, is it flooding in Texas? That's no fun. 1, 2. I'm gonna park it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot going on here. I am going to do some weeding here. And to remove these guys. Should be nicely tucked in. Much better. Hey, is it Macam? Hello from New Jersey. Welcome. Welcome. A sip of the coffee. Oh, cold coffee. Delicious. I might. Am I ready to remove these ones? Maybe have a look. I remove these ones as well. It should be okay now. One more from this block. Pass through. One, two, three. There. And I'm thinking about if I were to start a new project, like I really need another project, I'm thinking whether to go for 28 count. This is a challenge, but I have no idea how it's going to stitch, considering considering you know, some people don't enjoy 28 counts. I'm just curious. I haven't tried 28 counts. Right. 906. 906. 906. So the boxed in stitches can be a little bit tighter when you stitch this way, but it's manageable. There. Just one more at the bottom. Then parking down, 1, 2 from the right. 1, 2, there. Three hundred. Oh, River, thank you so much. Yeah, I know the channel was mentioned by a few people, like in a Facebook group or something, but I'm not in any of them, so I have no idea. But that's very, very kind of people to recommend the channel. Mayhan says, Yogi, you enable me. Made 3 hay purchases this morning. Well done. Are they still doing the discount, the half price? Amazing. Yes, go for it. Go for it. I mean, grab the patterns when you can, when it's half price. And then, you can tackle them one by one or at the same time, if you were me. Never too many webs. Never too many. 1, 2, there. I know. Because each project, it's a world that you enter. Why only have one world to choose from when you can have 20, It's a very easy choice. That one, it's really tricky to push the needle down. And I actually purchased one yesterday as well. I couldn't help it. And just give you a hint, it's a Amy Stewart as well. But probably not one of those famous pieces, like really popular ones. But I've been eyeing that one for a little while. And yesterday I go, well, let me just get a pattern. I don't know when I'm going to stitch it, but I've got it in my bag. That's good. 1, 2, 3 from the right. Just see where the border is. 1, 2, 3. And 4. One, 2, 3. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I parking at the same location? 2, 3, 4. There. Mayhem says, yes, I've been looking at them for so long that the discount was just too good. Yeah, exactly. So what I normally do if I go for a browse, right? And I was like, well, I fancy this, that, but not kind of deciding whether I want them necessarily. I just put them under, the bookmark feature, like wish list. So I've got a whole bunch there. And whenever I come across discount days, I can just go over and review, those items I've saved on the wish list. And I'll check out a few, maybe not all of them, but those ones I want most. So I don't have to kind of browse around and try to find the patterns again. So whenever I like something, I just put it in, just bookmark it. And then you can always decide whether to get in or not later. So well done, well done. And they do kind of, there's certain days they do discounts, but sometimes just random days. So it's really good to kind of, particularly with this chat, people are very informed and they will let you know if there's a sale going on or something good happening. 936, 936. So I'm so glad you got your favorite patterns there. Nice 36, nice 36. And it's quite interesting because sometimes at different times that I look at my wish list in there, there are patterns I kind of had this urge of getting like right away. I'm glad I keep them sort of on the wish list for a little bit, because sometimes when I revisit the list, I go, oh, maybe I'm not feeling that strong anymore, or the other way around. There are patterns that I kind of go, yeah, that's okay. Suddenly you just fall in love with them. So it's sometimes I act on impulse, and sometimes I can just let it sit for a little bit. This one's a little bit tricky. Yeah. It's probably a good time for me to get some fabric as well, because I kind of use up all the spare fabrics I've got. One, two. Right, and this one I'm going to pop down because there's already one above. Let me have a look. There's a lot going on here. And maybe I'll park it over here. 1, 2, 3 from the right. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a party here. It's everything. 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. These 2, 3. 666. Oh, I know this color. 666. Devil's color. Two, three. It's one more. There. Oh, so pretty. Look at this. And I'm going to end this thread here. Take it to the side. And those two are done. Nine, two, one. 921. 92. Three, 8, 6, 2. 3, 8, 6, 2. It's always good to have a new thread so I can do my loop start. Oh, I'm going to park it down, I think. It's way down, bottom row. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Oh, Dan, welcome back. How was breakfast? I hope it was delicious. Nine A7. 9A7. Knight A7. I've already got one threaded. So 1, 2. Knight A7. One, two, three. How strange. Oh. I've already have one part. So let's have a look. Well, sometimes a good discipline to mark your part thread properly. Otherwise, you run into the problem I have is I look at the color, the part thread, and go, what is it doing there? Like this one, Knight A7. And 3, 3, 6, 4. 3, 3, 6, 4. Hang on. Three, 3, 6, 4. Just fill the remaining stitches with this color. I think 26 needle is just perfect for 10 stitches. One more here, and this block is done. And then I'm going to end this thread It's amazing. It's practically double the speed. So by doing 10 stitches, it's already a little bit faster, if it's not a lot faster than full cross. Then color completion, definitely for me, is a lot faster than row by row. And it's doable, because I was so worried that needles are gonna, all of, stitches are gonna get jammed together. But yeah, it's good. I'm so happy. So happy. Then says, speaking of hay sale, I bought the 7 Deadly Sins pack. Oh, is that like a whole set? Who knows when I'll get to them, but I can't wait. Oh, I'm not familiar with the thing. Is it literally 7 pieces? Because it's a pack, right? Wow. So you have all the sins you need. You'll never be sin-free again. 640. I might have a little Google to see what it looks like. I'm very curious. 640. Seven patterns. Let me do a little bit of Google. A spot of Google, and I'll show it to you. 7 Deadly Sins. It's Heaven and Earth. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Hang on. You tell me whether this is the correct piece, because I see a few different things. Let me just turn the auto focus on. Where are you? Here we go. So, is that correct? Oh, let me remove this. 7 Deadly Sin. This is a mini, but is that image correct? Let me just tune that in. Stitchy. Oh, Joyce got that set too, all kitted up. 1 royal row finish on. Oh, so they're 4 different ladies. Hang on, let me just. But they're different versions. Are they? That doesn't look the same. Is it that one? Oh, it is the same one. Goodness, let me just. Here we go. Ha! Wow. So each one has got a color scheme. Goodness, and how big is each pattern? So they don't look full size, sort of average. So they're in portrait, but these are 7 separate patterns, right? Wow, amazing. They're pretty though. The multiple people in the chat have this piece. So Cherries and Stitches. She says, I bought the garden chair by Kim. Oh, I think I know that piece. Kim Jacobs. But there seems to be a mistake with the pattern. I'm getting some big chunks of blue that I think meant to be white. What? Yeah, I think I looked through Kim Jacobs' catalog completely. I think I've seen the one you've got. Garden chair. But how can I get it wrong? They would have known by now. A big chunk of blue. They're meant to be white. That's a little bit different. You're going to end up with a very unique piece for sure. That is so weird. Yeah, you should check the PDF just in case there's some sort of weird conversion error to Pattern Keeper. Right, so all 7 of them are separate pieces. So what happens when you stitch all of them? Do you just line them up? About 240K, okay, in total. Stitches. Yeah, but whichever you start, you can always start the other ones as well. You don't have to wait for one to finish. That'd be really hard, at least for me. I wouldn't be able to wait. I want to start them all together, at least 3 ongoing. That would be my approach. Oh, I'm going to move over here. These are so pretty. Wow, that's very involved. Let me just have another look. Why are they 7 deadly sins then? They're just in different dresses. Oh, Bicamry, thanks for dropping by. I hope you're having a great day with your college work and everything. I'll catch you soon. Enjoy your day. DMC 032? Is there such a thing? 032? Is it, wouldn't it be just 32 if there's such a thing? Well, heaven and earth, they don't do blends, do they? I do have a, let me just check my DMC pack here. So there's 32. Let me show you what 32 should look like. But it's not white. And it's kind of blue. Well, it's purple really. Hang on. There. This is 32. And normally should be referred to as 32 rather than 032, I think. That's 32 for you. So if you got sort of bluey, purpley color, this should be correct. It's not white for sure. Description. Yeah, normally it would be just 32 rather than 0. So it looks like your color is probably correct. Joyce, when you say, hang on, let me go back to your, so the number of stitches is each piece, not in total. Wow, they're not small then. So 240K each piece? What? They're quite massive then. Ah, very subtle. You really need to read into them because you can't really tell which one's representing which. Gluttony. Which one's gluttony? Huh? Is she holding a burger? That would be my interpretation. Very shallow, obviously. Let me see, where am I? Here. I want to do this block here. Next. I can't believe I finished 2 blocks. That's astonishing. And I'm going to clear this off. Oh, is that the name of that bluey, purpley color? I don't know. I haven't got the actual name on it, but it says 32. So, why am I not? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My goodness, 1.6 million for 7 pieces. It's gonna keep you busy for a while. Yes, that's why you have to start power stitching. I think this one is 938. Double checking. 938. No, this is not the right color. Why do I have this one? 152. Oh, peculiar. Mysterious part thread here. I don't know what color it's supposed to be. Oh, hang on. 3829. 3829. No. I'm gonna snip it off then. I don't know what it is. Oh, I see. So 7 pieces, you can get just one of them, or you can get all 7. Oh, of course. I know which one I'll go for if it was me. Totally understood. Totally understand how it works. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 down. 1, 2, 3. Why am I have all these mysterious part threads that I don't know what they are? What is going on? I must have been half asleep the last time I stitched this piece. I'm going to cut it off because I don't know what they... Oh, I think I know what they are. Hang on. Must be this one. It just popped in a wrong spot. Nice 3A. Really weird. Nice 3. But that's pretty brave though. One, two, three. Okay. One, two, 1, 2. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two. I'm gonna pocket down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And this one. 1, 2. Three, 8, 2, 9. 1, 2, 3. This is bizarre. This block. 3, 8, 2, 9. I must have been asleep when I stitched this block, when I part these threads, because they're totally inaccurate. I just do not recognize any of them. Three, 7, 7, 2. 3, 7, 7, 2. All right. No, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2. Oh man. That's the reason you have to part correctly. We're going to be very confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to remove these ones, so getting in the way. And 9, 2, 1. That doesn't look right. 3, 7. That is so bizarre. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 7, 0, 5. Totally different. I don't know what this one is. Bye bye, Parks Red. Mysterious. Mysterious Parks Reds. That one should be fine. 1, 2. And then park. Six, 6, 6. 2 stitches and then end. Let's have a look. 6, 6, 6. Oh, Dan says I'm doing royal rolls for the first time and I keep parking around to join, join the club. Yeah, I tried royal rolls. Maybe a couple of attempts I made. And yeah, I must be missing something. The two block thing just does not work in my head. One block, yes. And I kept asking myself, why am I doing two blocks at a time? Is there any particular reason that I need to do it? Top down, two blocks. I kind of need to know the reason and benefit, you know. It's like, is there any particular reason I want to do it this way other than you want to, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Am I think this is this one. No, so the thing is, because you're depends on whether you could do whether you do color completion or mini country within the two blocks. A lot of times you have to take your thread quite far away to part downward first, if I remember correctly. And it just feels like it's a lot of wasted thread. I don't know. I should give it another go because I know a lot of people enjoy it, but kind of didn't really make sense for me. It just does not flow. Joy says, two blocks reveals an image so nicely. And then says, if there's a block closer to the right, I'll park it there instead and use another thread further down. Because I think the rule, for whatever reason, do you not park downward first? That's the first choice. They call it dungeon or whatever it is. And then otherwise you park to the right. And then if you were to end threads, you end it over one block away. Or something like that, right? Yeah, I just haven't got my head around royal roll yet. One, two, three. I think if I were to do color completion like this one, probably feel more comfortable doing one block at a time rather than two. Because it's just, essentially it's kind of the same thing with a slight variation. 1, 2, 1. 2 up. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Parking in the dungeon is the rule, just not my rule. I'm a rebel. I'm proud of it. Yes, you are the rebel. Yeah, I think parking down. Normally, I naturally want to park down. Well, actually not. It really depends. My instinct is to park wherever that's nearest. So if I'm working on this block, if, you know, from top to bottom or bottom to up, whichever. But when you complete it, when I park threads, I just want to pick the nearest rather than one way or the other. Because the idea is that, you know, you don't want to park it further away, further than you have to, really. So perhaps it doesn't have to be one way or the other. You just make judgment call when the time comes. So the 2 block thing is just, I don't know, just more than 1. See, I'm just not getting it. I'm just not getting it. I kept asking myself, why am I doing this way? Give me reasons. One, two, 1, 2. One more. And then 3. Ah, okay. So the 2 blocks then says the 2 blocks is to try and combat the lines that some people get. But the thing is, if you stick to 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, wouldn't you still get some sort of lines because it's uniform? And I suppose you probably have to pull a thread pretty hard to create that kind of tension lines. Maybe the trick is not to pull too hard, so it's all even tension. Two more on the bottom. And I'm going to end this right here. Fair enough, then. Dan says, honestly, I have no idea. I just want to give Royal Roll a fair shake. But I think it's really what I want to do for this project. I just have no idea how it's going to be stitched. I know sometimes just sort of picking different way of stitching to see what flows. But a lot of times I find when I look at a piece, it kind of tells you how it wants to be stitched. There's no one way. even if two projects, they're exactly the same fabric count, you know, 1/1 or whatever. But yeah, different piece kind of just they kind of talk to you, don't they? And I tend to kind of follow its guidance rather than have a hard and fast rules. Wow. River got quite a few patterns from the last sale. And have you started any of them? Safari and Fingers of God, my God. They sound very very serious. One more there. And two more. Going to pop down here. Ah, so Dan doesn't like them boxed in stitches. So does that mean when you work on royal roll, do you do row by row? Because if you do any kind of color completion, you will run into boxed in stitches. Ah, okay. So by taking the end thread to the right, it avoids the tension line. Is that the idea? Oh, that's a bit profound. Yeah, pin stitches can be tricky. I think 25, I do struggle with pin stitches. I have to stab a few times before I find a gap. But the thing is, then if you're doing full cross, you can do the tucked in as well. You just tuck your thread under a stitch area. It hides everything. Doesn't work so well with half stitches. That's why I'm not doing it. But generally, that's the method of my choice. Ah, so you're doing color completion. Yeah, if you're doing color completion, like, well, basically what I'm doing here, but I'm doing block one block at a time, yeah, you're gonna run into boxed in stitches. The only way methods that can avoid it, one is row by row, or Gemma's method, basically easing away from the stitch area. Otherwise, you're gonna run into that one way or the other. I'm going to end this thread. I'll see you later, Brittany. Enjoy the swimming. Catch you later. Enjoy your day. And I think I'm going to make the next color the last one. So I've got early classes I teach. So I try to have a slightly earlier night. It's closed. It's about 10 to 11 in the UK. Civilized time. Rarely go to bed before midnight. But I'm going to do this color next. I'll try to be good. So I feel nice and fresh tomorrow. This one down here. And I've done really well today. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. One more here. And then I'm going to park it down. Right. Let's have a look. So I've completed maybe 3 blocks within this session, plus a few more stitches here, because there were a few, the first 2 blocks were partially completed. And let me just zoom out a little bit. Joyce, what do you mean? Joyce says, I wonder why the app is called Markup RXP, because it doesn't mark up. Done with it. Oh, are you mad at it? I think Markup RXP, can you not mark by the block? Well, pattern keepers, you can. You long press in the markup mode. Well, we're talking about Markup RXP. I've never tried that doing with markup. Markup RXP, can you not mark block by block? I'd be quite shocked by that. Let's have a look at this. This beautiful, beautiful piece here. Let me switch to this mode. Right, today I've done, I think I finished this block. It was half finished. Moved down here, perhaps, or maybe it was this block, yeah. And then I moved down to do some pink. once, and I moved down here. It's a really productive. Normally, with row by row method, I probably only manage half of those stitches. So I'm really, really happy. And the stitches look fine. They don't look any kind of messy or anything. And let me show you my progress on my app. So here's where I am today. Oh my God! You know what? I moved up one number on the percentage. I think it was 10 something. I can't remember, 10 point something. I was quite impressed because first of all, it's double digit, right? Majority of my projects, they're firmly single digit in terms of percentage. So it's always a surprise. Now I'm 0.06. That counts, right? And then stitches. Okay, I have not done 619 stitches in this session, but I put in about 200 before I started this session because I was so keen to stitch it. So today alone, 619. When did I do that? Ever? I think the highest number I ever stitched was about maybe over 700. Dear, oh dear, what have I done today? So this method is clearly a lot faster. I mean, there were a few occasions that, you know, when you get to the final few stitches there, you do have to jam the needles in a little bit. But other than that, you know, I managed. It wasn't too bad. And it's just so much faster when you do color completion, isn't it? So yeah, I know, Joy. Thank you so much. Can someone like give me some sort of trophy or something? I think that I probably deserve that. And number one. Yes, so I'm really, really happy with this piece here. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's a mini. And let me just bring up the full markup for you to enjoy for a few moments there. It's absolutely beautiful. And even with mini size, you still capture so much details there. So I'm really, really pleased, and I'll definitely come back and work on it very soon. I mean, I left it for, you know, a couple of weeks without touching it. It feels really fresh, first of all, so that's a good thing. And maybe for the next session, I'll start to move to the right. Oh, risque, I know. But yeah, it's sometimes good to venture to different directions, and there's a different color scheme here as well. There's more sort of yellowy pale colors, and I'll find out what they actually capture with those stitches. So with that, it's close to 11, 2 minutes away from 11, and I'm going to sign off and then have a cup of tea and hopefully get to bed a bit sooner. It's early morning tomorrow. So thank you for joining me. Oh, Janelle gave me 2, not 1, but 2 trophies. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Stitch, Joyce, Dent, and everyone who have come to the chat today with me. I hope you enjoy your session as well. And for those who are watching in the background, thank you for being here as well. And I hope whatever you've been doing, either stitching or doing other things, I hope you enjoying whatever you are doing. So from here, peaceful London, I'm going to say goodbye and good night to you. So good night, everyone. Nighty night. Until the next session, look after yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye, Rivers. Bye, bye. Nighty night.